Hey bookworms and constant readers, welcome back to Final Girl Horror. I'm Chelsea. Today we are talking about the very end, the last book in the Mr. Mercedes trilogy by Stephen King, End of Watch. I finished this 2 days ago. I already put the review up on my Goodreads. This is book 3 of the Mr. Mercedes trilogy. To start this off, we'll do like we usually do. We'll go over the covers, tell you a little bit about what the book is about, read the synopsis for you, and tell you what my thoughts are on it. So, this is the first printing hardback. It's got this really cool foil cover that wraps around. And then you have the trade paperback. So for me, the trade paperback is kind of a boring cover. I give it maybe like a 2 out of 5. It's not very interesting. If I saw it like sitting on the shelf, I wouldn't necessarily buy it based on the cover. It does have to do with the story, but nowhere near as much as this cover does. If you have read this book or you read this book, the colored fish, the pink fish here, I don't know how well that's showing up. The little game console on the back, all has to do with this story. So let me read you the quick synopsis. I know some of you like that. By the way, this hardcover, 5 out of 5 on this cover. It's very cool. It totally goes with the story. Definitely better than this trade paperback. So, for nearly 6 years in room 217 of the Lakes Region Traumatic Brain Injury Clinic, Brady Hartsfield has been in a persistent vegetative state. A complete recovery seems unlikely for the insane perpetrator of the Mercedes Massacre, in which 8 people were killed and many more maimed for life. But behind the vacant stare, Brady is very much awake and aware, having been pulped full of experimental drugs, scheming, biding his time as he trains himself to take full advantage of the deadly new power that allows him to wreak unimaginable havoc without ever leaving his hospital room. Brady Hartsfield is about to embark on a new reign of terror against thousands of innocents, hell-bent on taking revenge against anyone who crossed his path, with retired police detective Bill Hodges at the very top of that long list. That is a very good description of this story. So in the second book, we don't really deal with Brady all that much. He shows up in the book a little bit, and it's more focused on the story of that second book, which really doesn't have anything to do with Brady or the Mercedes Massacre that happened in the first book. And Brady's kind of forgotten. Well, in this book, the first 2 were really like true crime novels. And this one is also a crime novel, but now they've added a supernatural element to it. And in this book, you really learn like what has been going on with Brady that we weren't told in the second book. And the stuff that's been going on, it's a little far-fetched, the story element and the way things unfold. I think it kind of brings the story down in a way, because it's totally like unbelievable, where like the supernatural element is believable. It's been done before, and Stephen King has wrote books in the past where characters have this ability. That's not to me, that's not what is just like kind of hokey about the whole story. It's how Brady can use this ability, and the way it's done. It really is kind of far-fetched, but this is just like the other two. It is a very fun read. All three of these are page turners. You really want to know like what happens next. One of the viewers in I think it was the first book left a question in the comments on, do you have to read the entire trilogy? Technically, no, you don't. You can read that first book and you can be totally fine. You can read the second book without reading the first book. You're going to wonder like who Brady is and what happened, and you're going to miss out on all that. But even this one, in a way, they're kind of standalone books. But they all tell the story of Bill Hodges and the Mercedes killer. And everything comes to an end in this book. Unless you, for me, and I've talked to other people, if you kind of read between the lines or read very carefully how this book ends, you're really like wondering, is it the end? Which is kind of cool, because it goes back to that supernatural element, and the part of that that's kind of hokey that leaves you thinking, is this really the end of the story, or are we going to hear somewhere down the line more about the Mercedes killer and Brady Hartsville? This book, though, it's super fun. It's entertaining. It is a quick read. I totally recommend all three. Out of the three, the first book is my favorite, and it's in order. The second book is my second favorite, and this one is my third favorite. As a whole, I give the entire trilogy a solid 5 out of 5. They're really fun to read. They're quick reads. Stephen King really keeps you like on your toes. And it's another one of those books that's kind of like, The Body, or like Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, Hearts in Atlantis, 11/22/63. This is another example that Stephen King is not like a one-trick pony. That he can write other stories that are, in a sense, horror stories. The horror of this story is Brady and how sick and twisted he is, and what like makes Brady tick. And I think that's more horrifying than like the supernatural horror, or the monster horror, like a vampire or a werewolf, because there's people in the world that are just like Brady, and they just haven't acted upon what they really like want to do. And I think that's scarier than fiction. But yeah, all three of these books are great crime novels. They are horrific in nature. They're realistic horror. And then the third one is a realistic horror novel with a supernatural element. Totally recommend them. The first two I gave 5 out of 5s. I really enjoyed both of them. This one, because of the hokey element, and I don't want to tell you what it is because it kind of ruins it when you find out in the book like what exactly Brady is doing. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to read the book to find out. But Brady has this supernatural power, and the way he uses it, it's interesting, but it's kind of not believable. And I gave it a 4.5 on Goodreads. It says 5 out of 5 because they don't let you do like half stars. But yeah, it's like a 4.5. I definitely recommend check out the Mr. Mercedes trilogy by Stephen King. It's 3 books. All of them are really short. I think they're all like 400 pages or less. They're really quick reads because they are total page turners. There's not in any of the 3 books, there's not a dull moment where you're just kind of like bored and you're just like, come on, let's go move the story along. Like, they are fast-paced books. If you like crime novels and you like horror novels, check it out. Next in the Stephen King world, we are actually going backwards. We're doing them in publication order, but like I've said before, when it comes to stuff like this where there's a sequel or a trilogy, I will stop, I will read the whole trilogy or the whole story, and then we'll go back and pick up where we left off. We should be going back to Dr. Sleep, but we haven't read The Shining yet, so I'm skipping ahead of that one. And the next one is Revival. That'll be the next Stephen King book. I also started book 4 in the Dresden Files. That one is, I think, Summer Night. I don't remember the title now. But yeah, that one is coming up. I am still reading Les Mis by Victor Hugo. Book 4 of that will be coming up. Like I said in previous videos, this year it's all about trying to get more subscribers and making videos on a regular basis. My videos release every other week at 12 a.m. on Saturday. You should be watching this one sometime around the end of May. This is being recorded, it is the 16th of May. So I have one video coming out the 18th. So yeah, this should be like the end of May, 1st of June. I don't have a calendar with me. That's all I have for you for this. Till next time, read more books. Hit the subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. Ring the bell so you know when new videos come out. See ya.